Please be seated. Is Jack in the room? Come on up, Jack. You want to do the wedding with me? You guys can hold hands. Nicole and Harry, today you marry your best friend. The one you laugh with and cry with. The one you've learned from and shared with. The one that you've chosen to support, encourage, and give yourself to all the days of your life. Today, you will marry the one that you love. And Nicole and Harry want to welcome all of you to this celebration of their love for each other. Each of you has given something very special to their lives, and your love and encouragement will forever be appreciated. And they want to thank you for sharing with them one of life's happiest moments. And may you be as an important part of their tomorrows as you are of their todays. And we're also joined here today by our loved ones who watch over us from above, especially Poppy. Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day. And although we cannot see you, we know that you're here in spirit. We feel the warmth of your smile. And we know that you would be here today if heaven was not so far away. Union by Robert Fulghum. You've known each other from that first glance of acquaintance to this moment of commitment. And at some point, you decided to marry. And from that moment of yes to this moment of yes, you've been making promises and agreements in informal ways. All those conversations that you had, riding in a car, during a meal, over a long walk. All those sentences that began with, when we're married, and then continued with, I will, you will, we will, and all those late night talks of someday, somehow, and maybe. All those promises are the unspoken matters of the heart. That is the real process of a wedding. And the symbolic vows that you're about to say to one another is a way of saying, hey, you know all those things that we promised, and that we hoped for, and that we dreamed of? Well, I meant them. Every word. And look at each other now, and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you've been many things to each other. Acquaintances, friends, companions, lovers, dancing partners, and even teachers, where you've learned so much from each other over the past few years. And now you should say a few words that will take you across a new threshold in life. And things will never quite be the same for the two of you. For in a moment, you're going to say to this world, this is my husband, and this is my wife. Starting college can be a very nerve-wracking experience. So Nicole was really happy to see her old friend Harry in a sea of unfamiliar faces at Suffolk Community College. They had known each other since the 4th grade at Frank P. Long Elementary in South Country. And although Nicole didn't know it at the time, Harry had a huge crush on her. He remembers that she was always so kind, and he made him laugh. And they continued to be friends in high school, and all the while, Harry still had a big crush on her. He even asked her to prom, which she happened to turn him down for. That's all right. And now, in college, they found each other hanging out more than ever. As they bonded over their past, Nicole began to realize that Harry was different from all the other guys that she knew. He was thoughtful, and he was extremely good-looking. So you can imagine how excited Harry was when Nicole finally gave him her number. By the end of October 2007, they went to see the classic movie, Saw 2, with their friend Mike. And it was one of those situations that neither of them really knew if it was a date, but it really didn't matter, because by the end of the evening, there was undeniable chemistry. And then a few days later, on November 7th at 8:14 p.m., they officially declared themselves to be in a relationship. And from the beginning of their relationship, Harry and Nicole have bonded over their similar upbringings and the value of family. Nicole has loved watching that special relationship Harry has with their niece Coco. And Harry and Coco go on their adventures, known as Coco and Bobo. And Nicole can tell that one day, Harry will make a great dad. And when Harry and Nicole decided to move in together, they were both super excited. However, this did not stop Nicole from sitting in her apartment crying for the first few nights about missing her parents and her dog, Riley. But thankfully, Nicole was able to get over her homesickness, and very soon, Harry had her laughing. And now they love coming home to one another and eating dinner and watching TV. And just to show the other one that they care, Nicole will even get up at 4 a.m. to make Harry's lunch, and he will often surprise her with flowers. They're so grateful to be loved and accepted for who they are, as well as for who they are not. They can just be silly together. And over the past decade, they've taken each other for better and for worse, but never for granted. So for their 8th anniversary, Harry took Nicole back to Bryant Park, the place that he had given her a promise ring the year before. And there, he asked the love of his life to be his wife. And Nicole was so excited that she didn't even know that there were actually 2 rats right by her feet. But this was not the only surprise. Harry had known since the 4th grade that one day he was going to marry Nicole. So without her realizing it, in every anniversary letter, Harry had written what appeared to be a random number. And he now presented Nicole with a code, which assigned each of those numbers to a letter. Thankfully, Nicole had saved all the letters. And her heart leapt when she realized that he had been spelling out the words, "Marry me." Harry and Nicole, may your life together be filled with health and happiness and wonderful memories. And may you always know how lucky you are to have fallen in love with your best friend. So Harry, do you give your promise that from this day forward, Nicole shall never walk alone? That your heart will be her shelter and your arms will be her home? Do you promise to walk together through life as partners and best friends? And that you shall always do your best to love and accept Nicole exactly the way that she is? And do you give her freedom and your trust? And do you give your heart until the end of time? And Nicole, do you give your promise that from this day forward, Harry shall never walk alone? That your heart will be his shelter and your arms will be his home? Do you promise to walk together through life as partners and best friends? And that you shall always do your best to love and accept Harry exactly the way that he is? And do you give him freedom and your trust? And do you give your heart until the end of time? And as a sign of their love for each other, Harry and Nicole have decided to write their own vows.
Today, surrounded by the people who love us, I choose you and Nicole to be my wife forever. I am so proud standing here next to you as your soon-to-be husband. I still can't believe I am the person that gets to marry you. More than a decade has flew by, and I still love you more and more each day. The memories you gave me are my favorite moments of my life, and I know the best is yet to come. As your husband, I vow to be faithful, I vow to be supportive, I vow to love and care for you every day. I vow to be patient and forgiving, I vow to be honest. I will try my best to listen to your stories, even with the Mets game on. I I will not hit the wiffle ball straight into your face ever again. I will not complain when you don't replace the toilet paper in the bathroom. I'll be nicer to your dog Riley, even though he bites me, and you just said he wants you to sit down and pet him. I promise never to say the phrase, "You're 5 minutes from home, how do you still need directions?" I promise never to pretend I'm sleeping when I just said I'll give you a back rub when you come to bed. I promise to twirl your hair as you sleep every night. I promise to be the best future father. I will always be your best friend and your #1 fan. I vow to be the best husband and the best version of myself. I vow to love you till the end of time.
For all of them. 10 years in the making, today we finally stand before each other, preparing to say I do. I have never been as sure of anything as I am now. You're my best friend, the one I look to for guidance, support, and encouragement, the one whose shoulder I cry on and vent to on a bad day. More importantly, you are the one who brings constant joy to my life through your beautiful smile and glistening eyes, your corny jokes and sweet and playful demeanor. It is my honor to commit myself to you today and for the rest of my life. I promise to always support your hopes and dreams and encourage you to move forward when life has you stuck. I promise to always put our love first and feed it the energy it needs to thrive. I promise to always snuggle you to sleep. Tell you I love you a million times and remind you of just how handsome you are on a daily basis. Last but certainly not least, I promise to console you after a crushing Mets loss and cheer with you during a phenomenal win. What I can't promise you is that I'll remember to change the roll of toilet paper. Or that I'll keep an immaculate home. But trust that our home will be one that is filled with an abundance of love. We are so lucky to have found each other, to love each other, and to begin this new chapter together. I love you, Chef.
The wedding ring is a symbol of an unbroken circle of love. For love, freely given, has no beginning and no end. And once these rings are given and received, they seal the promise that you've made to each other. And may these rings forever be a loving reminder of the ties that bind you together as husband and wife. Ask to see Harry's ring later. It's really cool. Okay. Harry? You are more precious to me today than yesterday. And you will be more cherished tomorrow than you are today. Please wear this ring as a symbol of my eternal love for you. A love that transcends all of our yesterdays, all of our todays, and all of our tomorrows. You are more precious to me today than you were yesterday. And you will be more cherished tomorrow than you are today. Please wear this ring as a symbol of my eternal love for you. A love that transcends all of our yesterdays, all of our todays, and all of our tomorrows. Now, the engagement ring is a symbol of a promise and an intention. And today, that intention is realized and the promise is fulfilled. So, Harry, would you please place this engagement ring over Nicole's wedding band, symbolizing the love that brought you here today will protect and sustain you in your years to come. Now, the first gift that you gave to each other on your wedding is your wedding rings, which shall always be this outward demonstration of your vows and your love for each other. And in addition to giving and receiving the most valuable and precious gift of life, a true gift and abiding love within the devotion of marriage. Now, this rose is considered a symbol of love, and a single rose always means one thing: I love you. And since the beginning of their relationship, Harry has presented Nicole with a red rose on each of their anniversaries. So now, please exchange your rose as your first gift to each other as a married couple. Harry and Nicole, I ask that wherever you make your home in the future, that you both select one special location for roses, so that on your anniversary, you may both take a rose to this spot and recommit yourself to each other. And marriage, like life, brings many joys, but also it does bring some challenges. We all know that love, while it is beautiful, does not always show its prettiest face. And there are going to be days when it's hard to express that depth of love for each other. And sometimes it's difficult to find those right words. You may want to say, I'm sorry, or I forgive you, or I'm hurting. And if this should happen, and you simply can't find the right words, leave a rose for each other in that spot that you've selected. For that rose will say what matters most of all. It will overpower anything that your words can say. For that rose will say, hey, I still love you. Now accept each other. Accept this rose for the words which cannot be found. And remember the love and the hope that you shared today. And Harry and Nicole, as you continue your journey together, I ask you to remember this advice. The key to love is understanding, as is the little things that say so much by themselves. The key to love is forgiving, to accept each other's faults and pardon mistakes. The key to love is sharing your good fortune as well as your bad together. And the key to love is giving. Giving without the thought of return, but with the hope of just a simple smile, and by giving in, never giving up. Now, before we pronounce them husband and wife, a long time ago, you were welcomed into this world by your parents' kiss. And at the moment that their lips touched your face, your parents vowed to love you unconditionally, to nurture you and to protect you. And it was through their examples that you would learn to love one another. And although they might not have told you, your parents have spent countless hours praying that you would find that one special person who would care for you and bring you happiness. And now, here you are, face to face with that person, ready to share your first kiss as a married couple. But before they do, Harry and Nicole would like to invite their parents to come up and give them their last kiss as unmarried men and women and send them off into this new relationship. Know that nothing will ever come between or replace that precious bond between parent and child. And Nicole and Harry, may you too one day experience that overwhelming love of a parent. And now, by the power and declaration of love, and the power invested in me by the state of New York, I have one more time for you to remember. It is now 8:05, and at that time, I now pronounce you husband and wife.